Hello and welcome to today's gathering. I'm so excited for everyone to be here and wanting to do this deep inner work, right? Wanting to feel more connected to themselves, being more in your truest version, right? So first of all, let me know where you're all from. I'm super curious to hear. Let me know, where are you from? What brought you here? What is it that you wish for the most for tonight? What is it that makes you, or with what do you want to walk away today, right? How do you want to feel? Yeah, let me know in the comment section, and I try to actually check it out simultaneously. I hope that works. Let's see. And with that said, I just want to start right away, right? I know your time is precious, and we have about 60 to 90 minutes for today. So what we are going to do today is, first of all, I'd like to introduce myself quickly to you one more time for those who don't know me that well. Some of you I know are following me for so long on YouTube since the beginning. And so I'm so grateful to have you here to be able to have these teachings and share them with you. Uh, so yeah, that's the first bullet point we are going to do. Then I want to dive into a small kind of connection and building the energy for afterwards meditation, which is about being more in some sort of experiment, right? It's more an experimental way on what we are doing today. And first, the way how we tap into is the level of fear that we hold is oftentimes holding us back in a very big way. So I want to talk a little bit about that and building the energy just before we go into the practices, right? And after that, we are going to have some Q&A. So do have your questions ready. If you can actually make some question marks, like 3 question marks, and then the question, I will be able to see the question more easily. And we will have time at the end uh, to answer them, right? Now we got it. Okay. So with that, let's start, right? So about me, I started in my 20s to look around for other healing modalities. I started to become aware that most of those modalities we know in the Western world are not really helping me. They were about going to therapy or going to some kind of talking some sort of talking, healing in talking, right? Um, and I found that that was actually not really supportive to my journey, right? Because I would keep talking, but I could still feel the pain, and it would never really go away. However much I would talk about it, it would not go away. So I was actually looking for the Eastern to help me and find other modalities. And I started to work with shamanic traditions. I started to do a lot of shamanic journeys, a lot of soul retrievals. Some of you know. And I started to work on energy healing, on Reiki, on doing quite a lot of things that were actually releasing energy and releasing tension in my body. So it was really about working more with my body, understanding that my body is the key to all of this, right? My body can actually help me to release way more. And I always thought that this is so frustrating that people don't know, because it took me really long. It took me so long to heal, and it took me so long to release all my pain. And this is a constant work, right? You're never really done. You're always working uh, on things that happen in your life. And so for me, when I was 28, I was working quite a lot of times with people too, because they started to be very interactive and they wanted to know, hey, you're doing really well lately. Like, what have you done? How have you been able to get out of this rut? Because I still feel, or they could still feel that they felt stuck and they felt curious to ask the question. And, I always feel like asking questions is so crucial. And I started to share, and then I noticed that there are many more people who want to know this too. So I started to open up a YouTube channel, the one that you may have found today or, maybe long time already. And yeah, this was basically how I started my own business and how I got into doing retreats like this, doing gatherings like this, starting to work with people way more on a deeper level, not just in the talking sense, but in the how can I release this from my actually physical body, right? How can I let my body work for me and not against me? Because I always wanted to then be in situations where I'm not, I don't know, totally overreacting, right? Like to my parents and, saying things I don't really mean, or doing things I don't really want to, but I just feel pulled towards something because this is how I always used to do. Do you know how many people are actually having a gathering with their family and all of a sudden they switch like this and they start to become this little child that they used to be, and it's their role that they're playing into, the role they're playing into mm, in that family system, right? And so I always find that fascinating. How can we make a change, right? Because at one point we may notice, hey, this is not where I want to be anymore. This is not how I want to be. But we feel so stuck because we are used to it so much and it's difficult to change, especially if you're just talking about it, to release the energy and to take off some kind of blocks that we have on a daily basis is very, very helpful and can actually make you um, more free and more can bring you in more acceptance to who you truly are, because that way you're working on it on very different angles. You're working on it not just from a speaking point of view, but you're also taking in account that your body has a lot of wisdom too. You start to be more intuitive with yourself. So yeah, that was about the journey from my side on how I started to really get into this, and I got just really curious, and I think that that's the most or the biggest key that I can already share with you. Be curious to what is in front of you. Is there something that you want to explore, that you want to experience? Can you do a little bit more of that? Is it possible that you may tap into some kind of mysteries that you haven't really tapped into, right? And so I feel that's so crucial to actually really go there and be curious, be experimental. So let me see where you guys are all from. Let me see in the chat 1 second. All right. So here I see that some of you are actually from Florida. Oh, we have someone from Australia. Hello, hello. We even have someone from Austria. Oh, Switzerland too. Hello, hello. This is so cool. I really love to connect to you all. And it's such a, I mean, it's so still weird to me to connect all over the world and we can just share and we can just have a talk about those things, even though we are not close door, right? This is so cool. I really love things like that. Um, yeah, look at this. Again, we have the states, Texas. All right, all right. Look at you. Hello, hello. Nice. Okay, so let me see what you expect from today. Yes. So here someone is saying, I want to be more free and I want to be more in alignment with my desires. Yeah, absolutely, right? Because if you are creating something in your world, but you're actually always doing this in fear, which will be the topic for today. If you're always coming from a fear place, it's very difficult to actually step out of your comfort zone, right? It's not easy at all. Okay, let's see what else do we have. I want to be more, I want to be more happy with myself. Yeah, yeah. You know, you want to show up more and you want to be open and actually love yourself for who you are, not always hiding, not trying to be someone you're not, right? You want to really tap into yourself and release those parts that don't really belong to you, right? Absolutely. So that's beautiful. All right. So let's start with the topic for today's gathering. When we talk about fear, I actually really have to share this story so you can really relate. Growing up, I was in a household where we wouldn't talk. There was not much talking, there was not much sharing of emotions. In fact, it was very about leave me alone kind of feeling, right? Um, don't be too much of a pain. You're you're disturbing, is what I always sensed. You are mm, you're annoying if you're asking too many questions, if you're sharing your feelings. This is not what we want to see. So you ultimately start to hide how you feel. You start to pull away, being afraid to share. Maybe this has been different for your household in totally opposite way, right? Where you had a lot of drama going on, a lot of throwing words at your head, right? From your mom or your dad or whoever um, took you up, right? Whoever was the parent in your eyes, right? And so if you're growing up from an environment where you're always afraid to share, you are used to fear, it feels so normal, even when you're an adult. Later on in school, I was so afraid to share my opinion, to even speak up. I really felt unworthy to speak up. I always felt I'm doing something wrong, something isn't quite right. I'm not really, I couldn't really be myself. So I would put on a mask to always be the happy girl. I would play a really another person. I would play another persona in front of other people so that I would be able to survive. And many of us have done that. So imagine yourself how this has been for you. How was your growing up? How was your way of mm, how was your way of interacting with people? Where did you experience this kind of underlying fear of not wanting to be present, of not wanting to share, of not wanting to be yourself, because for some sort of reason, right? Because sharing your knowledge, sharing your deepest truth as a child, we always have it. We all do. Look at children, how they share. They share openly how they feel until we tell them, hey, listen, this is not acceptable. This is not how we do. This is not what we want to see. We have our own preferences as adults on how we want to live our life. But are these preferences really coming from our own, or are they actually coming from somewhere else? Where are they from? Right? If I want to say, like, I want to be rather by myself, right? Because of my upbringing, this makes quite sense. Being by yourself, being in the quiet, because, you know, you don't really have anything to share. And if you share, it might be wrong. And if you're doing this, then maybe you're getting punished for it. So you start to have the preferences, you start to have your own life, you start to build your own life, but it's a life that you would not choose in a truer version of you. You wouldn't do this, because if you're looking into your most authentic self, which comes with a lot of love, right? Which comes a lot with being open to receive love from all areas of your life, from people, from trees, from the next person next door, right? From everybody, you're able to receive. But if you haven't learned how to receive, it's difficult. Now, fear can be in various different areas of our life, right? The fear of abandonment, the fear of not being good enough, for example, or just the simple act of existing. I mean, I had this, for example, in my own belief system, right? Like, why do you even exist? It was quite deep, a very deep pain if you're always annoying, right, to your parents, if you're always not well received by your parents. You get the feeling that, why do I even exist? Right? Why am I here if nobody wants me? Why am I here? And you start to experience even more fear and more fear and more fear. And for me, this happened that I went into panic attacks in my early childhood, where I couldn't sleep anymore, to the level of I had to go to a therapist in my school, where they would tell me on what's all wrong with me. While actually there was nothing wrong with me, but the environment I was in was not made for me. I wasn't able to function in that reality that they have created for all of the children. I couldn't fit in, and as hard as I tried, I never really fit in. It never really worked, but it created this anxiety that I never fit in. I never would be able to belong anywhere, because if I do, then something must be even more wrong, right? What I used to know is that I don't belong, and I don't have anyone who really cares and understands. So this was a major part in my life where I would feel so much pain and grief. And at one point, even my mom passed away, and that was even another layer to everything I learned in my childhood about myself and about other people. And so the way how we connect, and it was all upside down. It was all the other way around. And meanwhile, it's not about that they didn't do their best. This is about you. This is about how have you felt deep inside of you, and then even start to understand that some of these pain points are not coming from you. They are not all yours. Not everything is your fault. Not everything is about even you, even though you feel that pain, even though you're feeling that something is really, really off, right? You may feel that that life would be so much different if you wouldn't feel this or that. But you're here for a reason. You're here for a reason. You're feeling all of this for a reason. And so if we are tapping into more fear, we also have to tap into the opposite, which is love. And so tapping into fear and then releasing yourself up into a loving place, right? How do you experience love if you have never experienced it? If you have been always in a fear state, you need to learn to hold that in your body. How do you hold love in your body when you don't even know how this looks like? How do you do that, right? How do you do that? It's by being more aware and by allowing yourself to get this into yourself from maybe externally in the beginning, right? From the universe in the beginning, from the divine in the beginning, not understanding maybe that this divine is already inside of you. You are already divine, but if you are not from a place where you can feel it in your heart, you may have to call in the universe to support you first, which is what we will do afterwards. And so understanding that there is always a two-sided coin. You're experiencing a lot of fear, there is a lot of growth happening, but at the other side you can hold a lot of love too. And by connecting the two, you start to understand, okay, I have experienced a lot of fear, and maybe there is still a lot of fear inside of me, which is about I'm not feeling worthy, I'm not good enough, I'm not in this or this situation. But all it comes down to thinking you can't make it because for some reason you cannot do this, you cannot do that, you are afraid to really speak up. So it comes really down to I'm afraid to step into my light, to shine my light, right? To shine my light, because if I would fully do it, if I would fully step into that, I may actually not recognize myself anymore. I may actually not know who I am. But the truth is, this is what we will unreveal every single day from the beginning, from the scratch. We all will start to explore ourselves from this part again, from this creating a foundation. We create the foundation to understand, okay, where are we from? If we don't know where we are from a heart perspective, it's very, very difficult. So take a deep breath. I started to talk very, very much. So take a deep breath. Release the tension that you may feel. Understanding that we are building the energy, so just keep watching, keep being interactive, keep moving. Maybe, like I always feel like moving is so helpful. There is not this one thing of meditation where you are sitting in stillness and you are not allowed to move, because I feel many of us need to move way more and allow energy to actually flow up in our body and to really start to even use our hands and start to guide the energy that is lying in our pelvic area, right? Storing our energy there, because oftentimes when we are trying to use our voice, but it somehow keeps stuck here, we push it down all the way to our hip area, to our pelvic area, where we actually cannot feel it that much anymore until something is happening, and then we get the result of our pushing down from maybe an outburst, an anger outburst, right? Why are we angry? Why are we upset? Well, because we are not feeling heard. We may not feel seen, and we may not feel acknowledged for who we are. But the truth is, if we don't know who we are, because previously we may have had fear involved, we may have learned through fear that we cannot be ourselves, then we need to take off the mask first. We need to take off what is hidden. What is it that I don't see at this moment? What is it that needs to be revealed? What is it that I need to see in myself to release? Right? All right. Okay. I guess we are ready. Let me see if I can see any question here. Oh, yes. Sure thing. You can take notes, but in any case, if you want to rewatch this, that's possible, because we are going to put this afterwards in your members area. So not to worry too much. There will be links afterwards from this video where you can actually find the recording. So don't worry too much about taking notes and not following all the way along. You can repeat this anytime. Anytime. I don't know how long it will be up, but for sure for a couple of weeks, and then I take it down so we can put in the next one from next month. Okay, so with that said, let's start to tap more into the experimental side of this, right? So think about the pain or fear that you are holding for all your life. Maybe it is actually something that you are hiding from yourself, maybe from other people. Maybe it's something about, or let me put it like this. What is it that you are afraid to share with other people? What is it that makes you feel like very sweaty hands or nervous if you would have to share it with other people? What is it that makes you really, really afraid? Really afraid? What is it that you would really pee your pants if that would happen, right? If you would have to share that because you feel that's not what you can share about yourself. That's far off, right? That's so off. Maybe it's even something like sharing a light language. Maybe it's about, doing this in a work. Maybe it's about sharing emotions, right? Maybe you have a lot of things that you've pushed down, and you are afraid that someone actually will not like you anymore if you would share actually your truth. What is it that you want to share? What is it that you want to release today? What is it that makes you want to, say goodbye to today? Grab one or grab two and write them down. Write them down so you actually have them in front of you. So think about it for maybe 1 or 2 minutes, right? What is it that you want to release today where you're afraid that someone is going to see it, or maybe yourself, maybe yourself. So let me give you a minute here. Okay, you're ready? So take a deep breath in. And it would be good to close your eyes to really, really start to relax your body and to start to really reconnect with your body and saying, hey, we are really doing this work right now. We are releasing some kind of energy that was stored inside of you for very, very long. So give yourself some time to really settle in here. Allow yourself to find more peace. And with that said, just take another breath, a deep, deep belly breath. And close your eyes. Let go of the breath and simultaneously understand how much that is actually already releasing a lot of your burdens that you hold. Maybe from today, maybe from somewhere else. Maybe it's just some negativity that falls off from your shoulders. Take a deep breath in one more time. And let go. Feel into how your body is actually relaxing the here and right now. Let your body support you. Let your body connect you to your original essence. Your body knows this. You don't need to know how it works. You can drop the mind right now. You can drop the ideas that you have from today, all the little post-its on what you need to do after this one. So be present as much as you can. Be present, be open. Try to be really here. And if something is distracting you, just put it away. Put your phone away, put everything away so you can really, really dive into this today. Okay. Now we are reconnecting to the earth and to the heaven. First, we go into the heaven. So imagine there is a golden light coming all the way down through your crown chakra to your third eye, and it's just tingling your head. And you can already feel the loving presence. You can already feel the radiance from that love that is just coming in all the way down to your eyes, to your nose, to your chin, very, very slowly, softly, to your neck, to the shoulders, moving down your elbows to the fingers. You can smile at this point, starting to recognize that maybe how you felt just a little bit before might not be how you feel right now. Maybe you are already experiencing a level of peace, just a bit more, right? Just a bit more than you used to. All right, so allow this light to flow even more down to your heart, to your belly, to your pelvic area. Let things unfold. And if you're feeling anything, let this just be there. Just look at it and just be okay that whatever you feel is okay. Okay. Now all the way down to your knees, your ankles, and to your feet. Take a nice breath in and release. And feel how it's tingling everywhere. You can feel uh, the radical change in your body, the presence, right? You can feel the love that is just floating in. And now from your feet, we are moving all the way down to the earth. So through wherever you are sitting, down to all the floors, to the earth, and inside to the earth, to the crystalline grid deep, deep inside from Mother Nature, all the way inside, going all the way down. And when you are down, we anchor your energy there, and then ask the energy to come all the way up again with you. Allow yourself to experience this anchor, that you have been always worthy to receive this love from the earth, that you have been always worthy and good enough. You don't have to act a certain way. You don't have to be a certain way. This is just given. It's your birthright. Now go all the way up again to your first chakra, to your root chakra, and then to your sacral chakra, to your power center, the solar plexus chakra, and to the heart. And we put another anchor in the heart. Now breathe deeply. Can you feel how this is reconnecting you to yourself? Open up that heart as much as you can. And let love pour in as much as you need. Now think about those two notes or one note that you have placed down, that you want to release for today. And ask your body, where is this stored? Maybe you need to stand up right now and shake because there is not really a place where it's locked and you cannot really find it or see it. Maybe you just have to get up and shake your body, shake it like this, shake it off. Maybe you can just tingle a little bit like this, and you can allow your body to release. So tingle and release. Allow your body to really move you from this feeling, this heavy burden that you don't really know where it's from. Maybe you know it's in your hips. Maybe it's in your pelvic area. Maybe it's stored here somewhere. So shake it off. Don't forget to breathe. And allow the light to always come along and start to fill the hole that we have right now. Let it be filled with this light, the light that is further healing, further reconnecting you. Maybe you need to yawn to release the tension further, to really allow your body to soften. So yawning, stretching, right? Stretching yourself is helpful to really see, is it gone? Where is it? Can I feel it somewhere else? Let love still pour in, pull in into these areas that are required to have and feel more loved. Maybe you're right now flushing out a lot of things. So let go. Let go. Everything that is coming up just right now, everything that you are experiencing, that you are feeling, any negativity, anything that can let go to your highest good, let it go, let it go, let it go. Release yourself from it. Not that you have always to understand what is it that you are releasing. Sometimes we are just releasing it and allowing ourselves to release it, even though we don't really know what this is all about, finding out this later, or maybe not at all, right? Maybe not at all. So is there anything left? Is there anything else that wants to be shaken, that wants to be explored? Scan your body. Is there anything more that you can release today? Anything that is heavy on you, on your shoulders, on your neck, on your head? Is there anything that you can let go? Is there any tension that wants to let go? Can you let go some tension that you experienced the whole day? Can you check in whether that's possible to even feel a bit more love? Can you drop into a bit more love here? Can you explore more love inside of this place that you have now just emptied out, right? How do you feel? Do you actually feel it's more empty? Or maybe you feel so full, full of love, full of life force, right? So let me know in the chat box, how do you feel? Let me know, and share your experiences with me. How does this make you feel? Could you actually Share from 1 to 10. How do you feel now in comparison to how you felt before? All right. 2 or 3 more breaths here. And now we are going to disconnect. So we send up the light again. And the one anchor that we have from below, we release. Until you feel home again in your body. All right, so I can see Alicia is saying she's feeling a 10. Wow, that's great. That's awesome, you guys. Nick is saying he's at 7. That's great. You see, there's always room for improvement, and there is always something that you will feel maybe later on how this impacted you, right? Energy is always working as well afterwards. It's not just when you're doing it, it's also afterwards. So give yourself some time to explore, to experience this. Okay, what else? Cynthia is saying she's at the 9. That's awesome. Lily is saying she's at the 9, close to 10. Fantastic. What I would recommend you now to do is to lie on the floor and to really take in the last little things that you can to just feel home, to feel reconnected to your essence, to your heart, to your soul. So take your time to reconnect to your body, reconnect to this presence here, right? To your body, to your mind, to this earth, right? And with that said, I would say let's open up questions if you actually have any, if you want to raise any questions to me. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions at this moment. All right, I don't see any questions, so I guess you're still enjoying and still totally in this special moment, and I really, really do appreciate that. I really think that we need to reconnect way more to ourselves and do those kind of exercises way more. Now we have just started this monthly gatherings, and if this has been already uh, such a great opportunity for you and even for myself, right? I can see and feel the same. Yeah, I would love if you would send me a message and tell me afterwards how you're doing and how you have felt during these sessions, right? I want to learn from you too, so that I can ultimately create this gathering so that it's suitable for you guys. And I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful that I'm able to do these gatherings and do these teachings with you. So we have been just about an hour now, a little bit less. I said it will be about 90 minutes, but if you don't have any questions and if you're ready to really tap into yourself a little bit more, and I know how that is, then you're not ready to listen anymore. You just want to enjoy and to stand in that frequency. So I'd actually like to close this gathering for this month. This will be in your monthly area, and not to forget that there is a focus practice also available, and I will make sure that this will be shortly up so that you could do the focus practice as well. We will maybe do this time either way in a reading format or in a video. Let me see how things are working out here. And yeah, with this said, thank you so much for being here. Thanks so much for showing up. It's been really, really great. I had a great time with you. And yeah, thanks so much and bye.